Shares in Chinese bubble tea firm Chabaidao fell flat at its big Hong Kong IPO, dropping nearly 39%. The Chengdu-based company has more than 8,000 outlets across China, making it the country's third largest bubble tea chain. Its revenue surged by more than a third last year to hit $787 million. Now, the husband and wife founders are raising money to shore up their business by expanding into the coffee industry. Well, Vera Wing-han Yuen is an economics lecturer at the University of Hong Kong. She says there are several possible reasons for the disappointing IPO.
I think statistically speaking, according to studies on financial market, it's not uncommon there's a slump in the IPO within the first few days. So I would say you can't use one single incident to say that, okay, it's doing really bad, but it's about like the whole market and then what has happened in the stock market in the past year.
Well, let's talk about the Hong Kong market, because this is the biggest IPO so far this year. What does this less than expected performance say about that market?
The subscription was only open 5 times of it's what is offered, so it shows a lack of interest on the IPO. And overall, the stock market has not been doing very well in the last year. So if you look at 2023, Hong Kong is like one of, or like if not the last, the very few mature market that does not have positive stock return. It means that the liquidity is low, like investors are not very interested. The investor don't have a lot of confidence in the stocks here. And there are many reasons behind that. In particular for Chabaidao, it's a consumption stock in China. So there are uncertainties going on with consumption, the private consumption in China. So do like bubble tea consumption. So that can also be another factor.
So would you say then this is more an IPO problem rather than necessarily a bubble tea problem? Because we know that there are more competitors to this company planning to list in Hong Kong. Do you think they may now think again?
The 2 biggest chains who do bubble tea in China are Chen and also Guming. So they have been growing very quickly, expanding very aggressively. I think for bubble tea, it's a very, very competitive market. It is a very low margin. Like, for example, in 2021, the whole bubble tea market is like 20 billion as a whole. So one of the strategy to outcompete your competitors is to flood your stores all over the country. So you need to expand very aggressively, open many storefronts, and that means you need a lot of capital. And for IPO, you can raise funds for doing so. And maybe their competitors are thinking the same thing. That's why they are considering like doing IPO also. So I think for private consumption, the positive light in bubble tea is that although private consumption drops like in luxury goods and car, but then for a normal citizen, a normal resident, like we want immediate gratification. And we cannot afford buying expensive cars, but like we can buy a cup of bubble tea to make us happy. So it may sustain a little bit longer than like other sectors.